Before we get into this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to receive more receive more videos from me, and hit that notification bell to get notified when I create more videos, and so you can enjoy more programming content. New episode in the ongoing Java series. So in today's episode, I'll be teaching you about the main function, which is used to run the program, and about variables. So in Java, a function is needed. A function with the name main is needed to run the program. First of all, before we do that, we need to create a new project. So head over to your integrated development environment, IntelliJ, which is the one we'll be using in these tutorials. If you missed the first video, you can click on the video that can come up now. So click new project, call the project whatever you want. I'm just gonna call it example. And then once you want to do that, you want to hit Java and make sure IntelliJ, Maven, and Gradle is too complex for this tutorial. I'll make a separate video on Gradle, not Maven, because I don't use Maven. So, and you also want to make sure you click Java 17 because that's the one we installed. So hit create. You want to make sure you have this example.iml file. If it does not appear, then try to create the project again, because if it doesn't, it'll cause an error where it says that main class doesn't exist. So as you can see, the IntelliJ has usefully created for us our main function. So basically, the purpose for the main function is you put an input, like say for example system.out.println. It'll print something to a terminal, and which you can be seen here. It might take a couple of seconds to build, and just says hello world. There's more than one type of print. If you go to the documentation, there's println, there's a print. Well, we just want to focus mainly on println. Usually, if you're getting to more complex projects, it's not recommended to use println. You use loggers, but as we progress through the series, I'll make videos about that. So we can just use println for the moment. So now moving on to the variables part. There are two different types of variables. You have the primitive data type, which is, for example, is boolean, integers, shorts, bytes. I'll go into that a bit more. And then you have the non-primitive data types, such as string, array, etc. So I'll be going through the primitive data types and through one non-primitive data type, which is a string. So let me show you. So here's an example for a boolean. It's either yes or no, basically, which is written through true or false. It has one size. An example is true or false, true or false. Now you can see you have byte, char, short, integer, long, float, and double. The difference between byte, char, short, integer is the amount of numbers you can use. So you can see 8 bits, 16 bits, 16 bits, 32 bits, 64 bits. So usually when you're using small numbers, you'd usually go to integers. But if, say example, you have like a long token, you'd use a long. And floats is tended to use with decimals, which is also a similar thing with double. Double just has the capacity to hold more, which is seen with the range of values. You can have 16 decimal digits, whereas float can only have 7 decimal digits. So also for integers and long, I've explained, it's just much longer. Long is much longer, and short is much shorter than integer. But I usually recommend using integers. And for a string, it can be a string can be string size varies. It's usually anything in quotations. So if we go back to IDE, we can get rid of for now. So let's create an example. So I'm going to call the variable x, int x. This is how you'd sort it, and you'd call it, I'm just going to say 1 and semicolon. Semicolon is very important whenever you write anything like for a variable. You're going to end with a semicolon. And let's create one for float y equals 5.5 f. Also important to note, when you're creating a float, you need to finish it with f, which is different to a double, which can just be without an f. So that's a difference between double and float, and double is much longer. And now let's just create a string, call it s equals we'll just say 55. Now we can go ahead and print these. So you can do system.out.println x plus y plus z plus s. It'll translate all of these into string, and you should run it, and it should come up with 1 plus 5.5. Yep, it adds all together, so you get 17.05. Even though the S actually it didn't really add the S part because there's a string in it, so it just added all these three numbers to give you 17.0. So yeah, now if you want to print a string, let's do another one for string. Let's say S equals hello, and you can just print that on the system dot out dot print alien S plus X plus Y plus Z, and now it should print out hello and 17.0. This I can see. Or sometimes Java's mathematical sense is a bit buggy. So yeah. So now we've gone into the inflow double. We can have a look at the booleans, so we can get rid of this, or you can just comment out. If you do double, just comment out the code. It won't run it. Yep. So let's have a look at a boolean. So say for example, boolean is happy equals true. But say for example you want to edit it, well you can't do that. So is happy equals false. You can easily edit it, and this basically means when you print is happy, it'll just print false instead of true. And then you can see if you comment out this, I'll print it as true. Print get out true. So yeah. So basically we've gone through the main one, so that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it and found it informative, and until next time, peace out.